What's up, everybody? I'm Jalen. This is Cody. And this is Jacob. This is 94 feet. What's going on,
How you
everybody? What's
doing?
up,
How you
y'all?
doing?
How are we? What's going on?
What is this,
Chilling,
episode
man.
5?
Yeah, man. This is episode 5.
Wow.
Rolling. Rolling.
We are
Hey,
rolling.
for all the viewers, I'm sorry I'm having construction going on, man. If it's loud, you know what I mean? So just had to put that disclaimer out. But last night, I needed that win.
You got locked out big time.
Needed that win. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time with that Suns versus Clippers game 4. Yeah,
Game 5.
Game 5.
To everyone who doesn't know, me and Jalen, I think it was 2 podcasts ago.
Yep.
So got uploaded. We made a bet that if Suns won, I said if Suns won 4-1, Jalen had to crack an egg on his head on podcast. And that could have happened, but it didn't. And then now I have a chance to get the egg cracked on my head. Jalen said if Clippers win in 7. So we'll have to wait about a couple more games to see if Clippers can turn this around.
I hope Cody, you keep your eggs all nice lined up in the fridge, bro.
I got some ready. Don't worry.
You know what I mean? And you gotta have a shampoo on deck because you're gonna need it, bro. Your hair gonna be messed up. But so that game last night, Paul George really turned up. Marcus Morris, Boogie off the bench. Do you think this is sustainable, Cody?
No.
Of course you gonna.
I mean, Cousins, what he did, like he didn't do any of that all playoffs. Like we know he has that talent, but I don't think he's gonna do that. Marcus Morris, again, like he has the talent, but all playoffs he's been shooting like shit. I know he was hurt a little bit, and now he's obviously healthy, but the Clippers, I mean, every single person on that team, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, they all had like career games last night. It wasn't like, oh, like this is what they do necessarily. They all like played their best basketball. And on the other side, the Suns did not play their best basketball. Chris Paul didn't have a great game. Devin Booker didn't have Devin Booker played well, but like overall, like they weren't fully in sync. And I think they were very chilled out. The fact that they're up 3-1, they thought like, okay, like, we have this series. And now they're thinking that, oh shoot, like we cannot lose game 6, and they're gonna go into Los Angeles and they're gonna close them out.
So you think Reggie Jackson had a career game last night? He's been consistent all series.
No, he's been killing it, but like again, I saw a stat that said Reggie Jackson had in the playoffs alone, he had 9 20-point games. And in the entire regular season, he only had 7. So Reggie's just been turning it up in the playoffs, and it's gonna be sustainable in the playoffs, maybe. But I don't know if he's gonna is he gonna keep doing this? Like he's playing like a max player right now.
Whether or not he does, he's getting paid this summer.
Money time, baby, money. Definitely getting money.
He's getting that bag. He definitely deserves it.
He's gonna call his agent. He's gonna say, "Show me the money." I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Reggie Jackson's gonna get paid out this summer.
For sure.
He deserves a 25 mil at least.
Definitely.
Not 25 mil, but yeah, he'll definitely get some good numbers.
What you think, Jacob? You think it's sustainable?
Honestly, Cody was saying how like they can't keep this up, and this is not like who they are every game, which may be true, but this is who they are when they're trailing in a series, and we've learned that time and time again. When they were down 2-0 against the Mavericks, they won. They were down 2-0 against the Jazz, and they won. Yeah, they went down 3-1 this time, but the Clippers are taking it one game at a time as they've been doing this entire playoffs. And I think their players are very capable, especially when the season is on the line. Their players just decide to step up. In Game 7 against the Mavericks, Marcus Morris had like 7 threes. Reggie Jackson came up big. When it's the time they need their players to step up, they will. I'm not saying necessarily that the Clippers can go out and come back from 3-1 down, but something I learned in these playoffs is anything is possible, and it's not over till it's over. So if the Clippers continue taking it one game at a time, if all their players play the way they have been, I wouldn't take out the possibility of there being a Game 7. You never know.
I gotta touch back on what you said a couple podcasts ago, Jacob.
Yeah.
Man, you called it. Boogie definitely stepped up last night, bro. They need to play Boogie more. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you.
if he's gonna give me that no egg on my head, let's play him every game. You gotta play him every game.
Facts.
Tyler
You know what I
definitely
mean?
smacked him up before the game. Said, "Hey, like you're not a star. You're a role player on this team. Like get your shit together and
That's it, he
like go
still
out there
has
and play
talent.
ball."
He still has talent. You know, why not use it? Especially with Zubats out, they definitely could use him more for sure.
Yeah, it was one play where he got a steal and he went full
Buck.
court for on Chris Paul.
Oh, Chris Paul, yeah.
Yeah, that was Chris Paul and bro, he just looked so gassed after. He looked so tired after. I was like, they're gonna have to sub him out.
Yeah, but in the 10 minutes he plays, you know, he tries to make as much as an impact he can. So
he does. He just looks super old out there.
yeah, he's not the same player, which definitely sucks.
I was extremely impressed with Paul George last night.
Sure.
We all know he could do that, but like he really stepped up and
He's
he
knocking down every shot.
in the third and fourth quarter, like he just like said, I'm putting this team on my back, getting every rebound, putting up, cooking people. I think on Chris
And he
Paul,
wasn't
like,
playing like that in the
he
first
shoved his
half.
ass.
No.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He was very, very passive. But at the same, he still had a good first half.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah.
But then he just like turned it up. So like, okay, like,
Yeah,
we're
became
up,
more
like,
aggressive.
we're winning this game. Yeah.
During the game, I found myself like looking for him to mess up a lot of times, and I think that's just because of media just labeled him as that playoff P. So like all those like bad plays that he had towards the end a little bit, I was kind of judging him a lot. But like overall, it wasn't until I really looked at the stats, I was like, damn, he's having a really good game. Having an amazing game, you know what I mean? So
And shooting very well too, which is
shooting,
not usual for him in this playoffs, especially.
Exactly. I think we may have to stop with the playoff P and the George Paul. Man, that's my thing, George Paul.
He's
man.
making a name for himself, bro.
Definitely.
It's really game to game. With
Honestly, Paul George always had a name for himself. He just had a really bad bubble. You know what I mean? Paul George has always been amazing, especially before his injury. Before his injury, he was amazing.
Yeah.
But moving over to the East, the Bucks dominated these last two games, and the Hawks look like they just kind of dwindling out. Jacob, you think the Bucks have a chance to just like finish it off 4-1?
Honestly, to win in 5 at this point, I think it's very possible, especially with Trae Young not being 100% anymore. I heard he got like a bone bruise or something like that. He did come back. He even hit a couple shots after that, but I think it's probably going to limit him in game 5. And if that's the case, I know that the Bucks are going to take advantage of that, because I'll tell you this for sure. If Trae Young isn't playing at his best, then the Hawks will not win a single game after this. And I noticed that the majority of the offense is ran through Trae Young, obviously, and that's how they got most of their success. But even with Trae Young healthy, I haven't seen like the Hawks players past 2 games play the way they have in all of the playoffs. Gallinari has always been a bucket, but I haven't seen that Bogdanovich that we saw against the Sixers. I haven't seen the same Bogdanovich against the Knicks. Kevin Huerter is playing pretty well, but overall the team just hasn't been playing the way they have been throughout the entire playoffs, and I think that's because of the stellar Bucks defense. They have a great game plan against the Hawks, and you're not going to be able to stop Trae Young, but they've been doing a great job containing Trae Young. And now that he's not 100%, that task should only get easier for them. And I know that they're going to take advantage of it and capitalize on the fact that the team isn't like not only at full health, but they're not playing their best basketball. And right now the Bucks are just like rolling. And
do you think John Collins have what it takes to help put it on his back?
Don't get me wrong, John Collins has been pretty good. He's been pretty good, but with Khris Middleton playing the way he's been playing, and with Giannis, bro, Middleton in that fourth quarter, he went Mamba mode. It was crazy to see, and he's been doing that all playoff long. So I don't even think John Collins, Clint Capella. Listen, they had their run, and it was a really impressive run, but I think it's coming to an end very soon.
Cody, what you think about that?
Something that this Bucks team didn't have last year, and now that they have this year, is an actual point guard. They had Eric Bledsoe the last few years, and he's been fairly mediocre, like kind of like doing well at times and like not pulling through at other times. And now they have a Drew Holiday where even if he's not shooting well necessarily, he's gonna run the offense, get his assists, And
Play
Drew
lockdown
Holiday's
defense.
lockdown defense, lockdown Trae Young, lockdown whoever he needs to guard. And that's been a real difference maker for this Bucks team. And honestly, after what I saw with Khris Middleton last night, not last night, 2 nights ago, I can really see the Bucks winning it all.
Wow.
I could see
Winning it
that.
all
And
in the finals.
yeah, like Khris Middleton showed us something that we haven't seen before in him, and he really does have that dog in him.
Yeah, he's
So,
that Bucks closer.
I'm
he's
gonna
the
propose exactly what I proposed with Devin Booker. Right, we saw Devin Booker have that triple double. I've never seen Khris Middleton turn up like that before. Do you think that's sustainable?
Yeah, I definitely think it is. I definitely
I
think
don't
it is
think so.
because I've seen him do that before. He had a game like that against the Nets, and I think Giannis is their best player, but I think Middleton is that closer. And Giannis even said it himself. He said, "If Middleton wants the ball, I'm giving him the ball." Like that, they have that trust and they have that chemistry, which is also definitely an advantage for the Bucks. And if they
No
keep
question.
trusting-
I do think Khris Middleton is definitely the closer, right? But I think that's going to be their downfall. I don't have any faith in Khris Middleton. And if we go matchup for matchup, right? Let's say Bucks do come out and they play the Suns. Jay Crowder shutting that down. Jay Crowder shutting that down. If they play the Clippers, I got faith in PG. I got faith in PG. PG's probably going to contain them. But
Yeah,
either way, it's like I don't think Khris Middleton is that much of a dog to really put a team on his back right now in his career. I do see glimpse of potential in Khris Middleton because let's be real, he scores very easily. But at the same time, I saw him kind of shy away during the season in the clutch. He missed a lot of clutch shots.
This is Khris Middleton's moment to step up and show the world that he's the real deal. Because everyone kind of like overlooks him, like, oh, Khris Middleton, yeah, he's a solid player. As you said, like
sidekick, like
facts.
If Middleton wants it, he has every opportunity to get
this
it.
is his chance to prove it. You know, he can really make it. He has been making a name for himself, but the job's not finished yet. So if he can continue it, you know, that would be huge for him.
So Chris, if you're watching, you gotta prove people like me wrong, bro. Prove people like me wrong. I don't got faith in you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't.
Let's see what he can do tonight.
Let's see. Hey, don't get me wrong. Khris Middleton is a good player. I want to say that he's a really good player, but I don't think they have what it takes to win the finals.
No, I get where you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, I don't think. I hope the Hawks can pull it together. I think Trae Young will have enough dog in him to play. Will he be effective? I don't know.
Let's see if the other Hawks players step up because this is a game where they have to.
Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
We need another 27-point game.
We need some red velvet action. I love that nickname.
Red Velvet, that's a tough nickname if you really think about it, bro. That's tough.
these redheads like Scalabrini with the red mamba, red velvet, they're getting some crazy these gingers with their nicknames, huh?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But
by the way, going back to John Collins. John Collins is a great, like, he's very athletic and like he can jump and get a rebound, get an offensive rebound, throw a dunk off a lob. But he is not going to create his own shot for himself.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to back someone down in the post and do some funny stuff. Like, he's not that.
Did you watch
the
Hawks during the season?
No. He could shoot a jump shot too, but
his mid range is really good, right? But okay. I think during the season you saw a glimpse of John Collins being able to create a shot of himself. That's why I have a lot of faith.
He's still young.
Yeah, he has the capability to catch that thing in a short corner and just take this man to the hole every time. Because you gotta think about it, he's so strong.
Yeah.
He's so strong, bro. So strong. And it's like him and Capella, they could play a nice little 2-man if they really wanted to. But I think Kevin Huerter, and we also forgetting Lou Will's on the bench. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're really discounting this Hawks team. You know, Gallinari's coming in. It's a lot of factors to a lot of weapons that they have in the cut.
A lot of inconsistent weapons also.
Lou Will's inconsistent now?
No, not Lou Will. Like Gallinari, Gallinari's
been doing his job.
Bogdanovich.
He's one.
I think it's Bogdanovich, bro. Every time
Bogdanovich is a
he's been
problem.
closers for them, and he's been a sniper all playoffs.
This
I don't know
series, he's non-existent.
He sprained his knee, I think, and it's definitely
It started last series,
That's definitely taking
and then it
a
rolled
toll on him.
over.
Yeah,
He
it's
definitely
definitely taking a
taking
toll on
toll.
him.
But you don't think Gallinari comes in and do his job?
No, he recently has been, but he's someone. If you look at the beginning of the playoffs against like the Knicks, for example, he had some very shit games. I remember he was like 0 for 8 in a game, like, and then he kind of like sprinkled that around throughout the rest of the playoffs.
He's stepping it up now, though. He's been hitting shots.
Yeah. He's finding his groove. But
I'll tell you one thing, he need to get a haircut, man. That's one thing for sure. He look wild, bro. Yeah. But I think Gallinari, he's more of a defensive guy now. You know what I mean?
Gallinari's defensive.
Yeah, bro. Like he's a big body. Yeah. I think he can actually he'll score every now and then, but offensively, I don't think he produces that much to say he's a real weapon offensively. You know what I mean?
I think he's out there to spread the court and shoot over people.
Yeah,
he does use his height to his advantage, definitely.
Yeah.
But on the other end, he would be guarding Giannis on the other end, and I'm pretty sure hasn't been. Yeah.
I mean, who can't guard Giannis? You know what I mean? Who can't guard Giannis? No one can guard Giannis.
So I guess they're taking that hit on the defensive end and just we'll just have Gallo as a 3-point threat.
With Giannis, honestly, all you have to do is just kind of pack in the paint, bro. You got to just pack it in. It
works, bro.
Yeah, you got to pack it in the paint, and honestly, you just got to pray that they have an off night. Like Khris Middleton, you cannot have Khris Middleton going off like that and have Giannis on the court, because I mean, Giannis just draws so much more attention. You know what I mean? Like every single time he touches the ball, so much more attention. And Khris Middleton knocking it down. It's a deadly team.
And that's why they can't double team him as much. No. They can't double team out. Like when they double team Julius Randle, it worked because he didn't have many more weapons to rely on. But you have Drew Holiday, you have Khris Middleton, you have Brook Lopez ready to catch a 3 and knock it down. So it's a lot harder.
I know. I bring it up all the time, but
Boogie Brook.
if the Hawks had DeAndre Hunter in the series, it would have changed everything. I say it all the time, bro. Hunter on defense.
Bro, he's not quiet. Relax.
He's
getting there.
If the Hawks got DeAndre Hunter tonight, I would say they're gonna win the series in 7. Right now, I'm saying the Bucks are winning in 5.
And they're not even playing Cam Reddish. I mean, he's been out for a couple months with injury, but
this guy, he's like he can just throw him in a playoff game.
He's not. No. But I'm gonna get you not Cam Reddish, a DeAndre Hunter jersey, bro. I think you would love that.
I need that.
I think you would love that, bro. But so what do we think? We think Bucks got him? You guys think Bucks got him?
Yeah.
Bucks in 5.
Bucks in 5. Damn, you changing
Bucks
it up.
In 6. Bucks in 6. Relax.
I say
one more.
Hawks in 7.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Going underdog.
Yeah, I love to see that.
Honestly, there's a chance that I don't know how severe this injury is, but the fact that Trae Young came back, maybe it's not going to limit him. Maybe he'll come out the way he did last game.
I think it'll be fine.
He came to play last game. His teammates didn't, so hopefully his teammates come to play tonight.
His teammates just has to show up, and honestly, Capella has to really take advantage. He has to take advantage.
Sure, yeah,
take advantage. And Kevin Huerter, I think that was just an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Red Velvet showed up for one party.
It's not last.
We done.
We done.
But moving on, man. You know, Dame. You know, there's been a lot of talks of Dame leaving Portland. I saw a lot of people on Twitter trying to put together trades and trying to project where he's gonna go. Where do you think he's gonna go, Cody?
So I don't know where he's gonna go. He could easily stay. Also, they just signed Chauncey Billups, which I really like as a signing for that team.
Why you like Chauncey Billups as a signing?
I think he kind of understands. Like I've heard him talk on the Clippers. Like I heard mic'd up. Mm-hmm. They needed a change for sure, and I think just being a guy like Chauncey Billups who has that experience and he's young and he's also a new, he's gonna bring some energy to the team, people are gonna get excited about him, and I think that's what that team needed. They needed some kind of excitement. I mentioned before, I think they should trade CJ for Simmons, and I think Simmons would fit well on that team. They have a lot of shooters. They need more defense at the guard position. So if that is ideal in my eyes for Dame to be satisfied with what's going on. But if nothing happens, nothing changes, they maybe get like a couple more like wing guys. I think Dame needs to go. His time is overdue there. And I think Miami would be a good spot for him to go. Team up with Bam and Jimmy.
South
Obviously,
Beach.
they'd have to sell the house for him. But if they can somehow keep Bam and Jimmy,
Yeah.
and
Just send Hero out of there.
that team could be very, very lethal.
Yeah, that's a team full of dogs.
Agreed.
That is a tough team. You said it earlier off of the recording, and I kind of doubted it, but I thought about it some more, bro. That's a tough team. That's a really tough team.
And people would want to play there, like so they could definitely get guys a
Yeah.
minimum to like pull up and just win a championship.
Yeah.
Jacob, what do you think?
Honestly, at this point, whatever Damian Lillard does, you gotta respect it. Whether he stays, whether he leaves, can't really give him shit for wanting to leave or like demand a good trade after being bounced out of the playoffs like 8 or 9 straight years with the Blazers. And I remember, I think it was in the bubble when the Clippers and the Blazers, they had a little feud going on between like Paul George and Damian Lillard. And Paul George told Dame like, "Oh, like you're getting bounced out or whatever," and then Dame responded by saying, "Keep switching teams, running from the grind. You boys is chumps." So he said that about a year ago, and we know Dame is all about loyalty and stuff like that. So maybe people will hold that against him if he wants to leave. But even whether or not he said that, I think he has every right to ask to leave. But knowing Dame, he probably will just run it back. But we all can agree that as long as Dame is in Portland, he's not winning. He's not going to succeed anymore. Like they're past their best days. There's no way they go back to being as good as they were. And I think a good fit for Damian Lillard, if he does want to leave, for one would be the Clippers. At first, I would say the Clippers. But then like Reggie Jackson came and he started balling. Listen, if he sustains that and he signs with the Clippers, sure. But like, why would you want Reggie Jackson when you could have Damian Lillard on that team? And if they run it back with Dame, PG, and Kawhi, that'll be scary. That'll be a really scary squad. And the Knicks fan side of me also would want him to go to the Knicks because I think he would be a good fit there too, if I'm being honest. I don't know if they would have the pieces, but Damian Lillard would definitely take away some of the focus on Julius Randle. And
they would have to give up Julius Randle.
At that point, you probably would have to trade him. Which
I think they got the pieces to keep Randle.
Yeah.
They got a lot of first rounders. They got
Burks.
They got Quickly. They got Toppin.
Yeah. If they keep like RJ and maybe Julius and just extend away.
They got RJ too, maybe.
Other youngsters.
RJ, get up out of there.
I think people are definitely going to inquire. People are definitely inquiring about Dame, but I think the best situation is, as Cody said, maybe try to get Simmons on that squad. But also at the same time, maybe the Sixers want to run it back with Simmons also. So who knows? I think this off season is going to be extremely unpredictable, and it might be either like really crazy, a lot of stuff's going to happen, a lot of trades, or it's just going to be extremely dry. So we're going to find out.
You talked about loyalty, bro. I got to bring this up. I got to really ask you this question. Yeah. So you don't see a problem with Dame leaving Portland because he's not getting a championship there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the problem with KD leaving the Thunder when he wasn't going to get a championship there?
Well, if you're if you're a game away from the finals, and the reason you didn't make the finals, if you guys remember, KD did not come to play those last like 3 games in the Western Conference Finals that year. And after they lost, I was like, wow, like they blew a 3-1 lead, but this team is really good. And they should run it back. Like they should run it back. And I think like they definitely do have a chance. And listen, even if they don't and stuff like that, if KD left to go to another team, then fine. Just like the way it all happened. And I wouldn't even hate on Durant for going to the Warriors. Some people's mindsets are to be loyal. Other people's mindset is do whatever it takes to win a ring. He did whatever it took.
But you see how you switching up now. You're switching up because you're saying Dame was being loyal to Portland, but now he's not. He's doing whatever to. He's not. He's
That's
not
what
just
I'm
doing
saying.
whatever.
So like, if he wants to leave, then he wants to leave. Like
right.
It's really it depends on the situation, I would say. But like nobody should be blaming him if he wants to leave because like it's not like his team.
And we're
is,
talking about Dame or KD right now.
Right now, I'm saying Dame. Like if he was like if he was a top 3 seed, or the Blazers were expected to be good, which they're not, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, like why would you want to leave? What, like, you have something good going. Kevin Durant has something good going with him for the Thunder.
How long was he there for?
Durant?
Yes.
Like probably 9 years around.
9 years, bro. That's like staying in a marriage for 9 years, and you're just unhappy, and you're just sitting there. You're just like, bro, I want to be somewhere else. You know what I mean? And we keep getting closer. It's like a cycle, bro. It's like a bad relationship, bro. Like everyone's judging him for going to the Warriors. Like at the end of the day, man, it's a business. That's where he, like, honestly, that was probably one of his best decisions because of the style of play. I understand NBA fans, people that don't really watch basketball, can be angry, but if you really watch basketball, that's an amazing team, bro.
Yeah.
An amazing team.
The problem with KD going there wasn't that he wasn't being loyal to OKC. It was more that he was just riding with he was going to the best team in the league. I think the Warriors were 73-9 the year before.
Right.
Thunder was up 3-1 in the conference finals against them. KD was versing them. They're up 3-1, about to go to the finals, probably to win it all, and they get bounced out. They blow the 3-1 lead. And the last thing that KD, his last experience on the Thunder is losing to the Warriors after being up 3-1 in the conference finals. Yeah. Think about how that looks, and just like as a competitor,
No, I see what you're saying.
Team that's 73-9. They're the best team in history of the NBA, and you're one of the best players in the league. And you just decide let's go to that team. Well, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look like a sellout, and that you're just chasing that ring.
I mean, at the end of the day, bro, sometimes when you're married, man, you see good things crossing your eyes sometimes, and sometimes the good things just kind of beat you down sometimes, but you're like, all right, I need that. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happened, bro. I think that's all coincidence. I think he would have went there even if he didn't play against him. And I understand like the whole competitor side, because at the end of the day, if you're really a competitor, you're going to want to play against him again, right? Mm-hmm. But in all actuality, he was playing against him every day in practice. Cooking him probably. So I mean, bro, at the end of the day, KD made a decision for his career. And I don't think he should get any slander for it, bro. No slander, because at the end of the day, bro, that team was amazing with KD. That team was amazing.
Of course they're gonna be amazing.
That team was amazing with KD.
They were the best team before KD.
Yeah, but KD added a different factor. And I'm talking from KD's perspective, because KD's perspective is like he had a space to really just shine at what he does best, which is shooting and scoring, bro. That's all he did.
The fact that you have Durant and Curry on the same squad, let alone having Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, just having those two superstars on your team, there's no stopping that. And I could see why fans hated it. Listen, as a basketball fan, it was definitely extremely fun to watch. It was very fun to watch. But as a basketball fan, you don't want to watch. You're not going to watch basketball when you already know who the champion is going to be that year.
That's a fact.
And that was the case for 2-3 years. It was kind of annoying. I definitely enjoyed watching them, but watching them go up 3-0 against the Cavs, like sweeping them, winning in 5, yeah,
it wasn't enjoyable basketball, but at the same time, it was beautiful basketball.
It was beautiful. No, it was poetry in motion watching that team. Bro. Definitely, it was so fun to watch them.
But compared to this playoffs, we'd much rather have this kind of playoffs.
I'm glad.
No one knows what's gonna happen next.
I'm glad.
Guy like Reggie Jackson steps up and we want to see that as a fan. We don't want to see Kevin Durant, Curry, Klay, and Draymond, who've been doing it for the past 5 years.
I'm glad Durant didn't stay. I'm glad he didn't stay with the Warriors for so long. It was like a 3-year thing, and then
he needed his ring and he needed to get out. So he didn't.
Now he's on another super team.
He didn't want the pressure, He didn't. But now the pressure is coming back. He kind of did not a similar thing, but
because it was only him and Kyrie.
He has that type of team where this is that team, and if they aren't able to win next year, God help KD.
Yeah,
the media is coming after him.
I think, yeah, they got to stay healthy, though. That's a whole different story. They have to stay healthy. If they would have stayed healthy, they would have won championship this year.
Yeah, that's not a question.
Yeah, they would have won championship. So, I mean, like, and Katie gets crucified for missing fadeaway 3 at the end of a game after he played just two 52-minute games with 1 day of rest. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
No, he did everything he could.
There's certain things that you just can't even be mad at him, but I think he gets crucified in the media way too much. And don't get me wrong, he's a sensitive guy. He's super sensitive, and all the burner accounts, that's just weird, right? But at the end of the day, bro, he's tough, man. He's tough. I think everybody judges him so much. He's always on a crucifix. And
forget about all the nonsense that they go on off the court. Every player has their own little thing when it comes to being off the court, but when it comes to that hardwood, Durant is that guy. He's that dog. So it doesn't matter about anything outside of that. You know, he's that player. He's that man.
Yeah, man. But I think that concludes episode 5.
That's a wrap.
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like, and comment below. Let's keep the conversation going, man. So peace. It's 94
See you guys in the next episode.
Peace.